We simply have to face up to this question. Are we as a nation now ready to guarantee equal protection of the laws, as declared in our Constitution, to every American regardless of his race, his color, or his creed? The time has arrived for this nation to create a framework of law in which we can resolve our problems honorably and peacefully. Each American knows that the promises of freedom and equal treatment found in the Constitution and the laws of this country are not being fulfilled for millions of our Negro citizens and for some other minority groups. Deep in our heart, we know that such denials of civil rights, which we have heard about, which we've witnessed, are still taking place today. And we know that as long as freedom and equality is denied to anyone, it in a sense weakens all of us. There is indisputable evidence that fellow Americans who happen to be Negro have been denied the right to vote in a flagrant fashion. And we know that fellow Americans who happen to be Negro have been denied equal access to places of public accommodation, denied in their travels the chance for a place to rest and to eat and to relax. We know that 1 decade after the Supreme Court's decision declaring school segregation to be unconstitutional, that less than 2% of the southern school districts are desegregated. And we know that Negroes do not enjoy equal employment opportunities. Frequently, they are the last to be hired and the first to be fired. Now, the time has come for us to correct these evils, and the Civil Rights Bill before the Senate is designed for that purpose. It is moderate, it is reasonable, it is well designed. It was passed by the House 290 to 130. It is bipartisan. And I think it will help give us the means to secure, for example, the right to vote for all of our people. And it will give us the means to make possible the admittance to schoolrooms of children regardless of their race. And it will make sure that no American will have to suffer the indignity of being refused service at a public place. This passage of the civil rights issue or bill, to me, is one of the great moral challenges of our time. This is not a partisan issue. This is not a sectional issue. This is, in essence, a national issue, and it is a moral issue. And it must be won by the American people.
Senator Humphrey, that takes your 3 minutes, I think. And now, Senator Thurmond, 3 minutes.
Mr. Severide and my colleague, Senator Humphrey, this bill, in order to bestow preferential rights on a favored few who vote in bloc, would sacrifice the constitutional rights of every citizen and would concentrate in the national government arbitrary powers unchained by laws to suppress the liberty of all. This bill makes a shambles of constitutional guarantees and the Bill of Rights. It permits a man to be jailed and fined without a jury trial. It empowers the national government to tell each citizen who must be allowed to enter upon and use his property without any compensation or due process of law as guaranteed by the Constitution. This bill would take away the rights of individuals and give to government the power to decide who is to be hired, fired, and promoted in private businesses. This bill would take away the right of individuals and give to government the power to abolish the seniority rule in labor unions and apprenticeship programs. This bill would abandon the principle of a government of laws in favor of a government of men. It would give the power in government to government bureaucrats to decide what is discrimination. This bill would open wide the door for political favoritism with federal funds. It would vest the power in various bureaucrats to give or withhold grants, loans, and contracts on the basis of who, in the bureaucrat's discretion, is guilty of the undefined crime of discrimination. It is because of these and other radical departures from our constitutional system that the attempt is being made to railroad this bill through Congress without following normal procedures. It was only after lawless riots and demonstrations sprang up all over the country that the administration, after 2 years in office, sent this bill to Congress, where it has been made even worse. This bill is intended to appease those waging a vicious campaign of civil disobedience. The leaders of the demonstrations have already stated that passage of the bill will not stop the mobs. Submitting to intimidation will only encourage further to mob violence and to gain preferential treatment. The issue is whether the Senate will will pay the high cost of sacrificing a precious portion of each and every individual's constitutional rights in a vain effort to satisfy the demands of the mob. The choice is between law and anarchy. What shall rule these United States, the Constitution or the mob?